Hi, everybody. In today's episode, we are going to cover how does remarriage affect child support?
All right, how does remarriage affect child support? Let's do the next legal disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer. She is not a lawyer. We don't work for the state. We don't, nothing. Okay, this is our experience and the experience of others speaking when it comes to how it affects you within your household and how it affects you as far as your income goes. So number one, more income means more support. All right. Now, I have literally known men who will limit what they make or what kind of jobs they have because they don't want to pay that woman any more money. That's ridiculous. All right. You're holding yourself back. You're teaching your kids to hold themselves back. Okay, look, the more money you make, the more support you're going to pay. They may be squeezing as it is. Step up, make things happen. Be who you think you should be so that your kids will follow that example. Don't let child support make you so bitter that you let it hold you back financially.
Exactly, and especially when it comes to being mediocre, why would you ever want to have your children be mediocre as well? Okay, so like Mike said, step up, do the right thing. The right thing is still the right thing,
Yep.
And you chose to help make those children, so just pay up and don't complain about it, because it is a result of a divorce. And I know that in a lot of states there is also alimony that has to be paid, which is a double whammy. I can't imagine us having to pay his ex-wife alimony as well. That would have been hard, but the point is get out of your own way and just do what you can do.
Absolutely. So number two is you need to understand that the system is going to dictate your extra, not your bills. Okay, so you're looking at your bills. All right, say you're newly divorced or you've been divorced for a while and you're paying Shabbat. You're like, I don't understand, because they will take you through their worksheets. They will tell you you can afford this. When I first, now this was many, many years ago, okay? We don't pay child support anymore. The boys are all grown. But when they initially asked me what my bills were, I told them. And they said, okay, you can afford $300 a month. I was working minimum wage, barely making my rent, and I hardly had enough money for food. So I was like, do you think that if I had $300 spare dollars, I wouldn't have a better vehicle than what I'm driving? But it doesn't matter. Their worksheet says it, you got to pay it. Unless you can go back to court and negotiate something else with your ex. They're going to tell you what to pay, and your bills have nothing to do with it.
Exactly, and especially if it was your first marriage and you're paying child support in many, many states, your first family is more important than any other family you have after that. So I hope that paying child support and alimony, if that's the case in your situation, helps you to work really hard on your remarriage. And that's really what we're here for, is we are here to try to give you tools that we had to learn the hard way, so that you can keep your remarriage together, because you don't want to pay child support and alimony to two people. Okay? Yeah. That's going to be super detrimental in your financial things. And I think that another thing that we will have to do a full video on is when the children start getting older. A lot of people have asked us about if they should or shouldn't help out with college, and it really depends on what the divorce decree says. And you can always get in and do a modification of sorts, but it's better to err on the side of caution if you can. So if you're just going to mediation, we highly encourage you to help your children to be responsible for themselves and don't help them in their college years. It's really, really easy for kids to just play when mom and dad are the ones paying for their college. And so that's our stand. Take it or leave it. It's fine either way. We're very thankful that we chose not to add any money into their college experience, because a lot of kids just have it be a big party. Yeah. And sorry, you're not going to do that on my dime.
Just remember that free has no value.
Exactly.
So with that, okay, with child support, you really got to treat it like taxes. Okay, nobody likes to pay taxes. I've never met somebody who was excited to pay their taxes. Okay. So, and I've met very few guys who are ever excited to pay their child support. Now, I will say, as a caveat, I have met men who believe their exes are doing with their child support what they should be doing, taking care of the kids. Those are very, very few men, but I have met them. 9 times out of 10, they're angry at what the ex is using it for. To be perfectly honest, my ex was making payments on her toys with my child support. I knew that for a fact. That's what she told me, and we're not going to get into why she was telling me that. But the point is it's like taxes. You got to pay it. Let it go. And just a side note, if you're paying directly to your ex, insist that you go through the state. Because when you go through the state to pay that child support, they have a record of all of your payments. All right. I had an instance, and I've known other men with an instance. I was paying my ex directly, and then she claimed I wasn't paying. And the state didn't care if I paid. They automatically attached my check at 50%.
And not only did they not care, they drained our bank account on several occasions.
Yes.
Because they could, because he was behind so much. And so always go through a legal entity, either the state or I think that some title companies can do stuff like that where you can make payments, make it to the court, figure it out. Do not ever pay your ex directly.
No. Just remember that it's very important to have that record. When I was paying her directly, the state came after me, drained half of my bank account because they can take up to 50% at the time. I don't know what it is now. And when I proved that we had paid, do you think I got any of that money back? No, because it wasn't tracked by the state, so the state didn't go after it for me. And at that point, I didn't have enough money for small claims court.
Exactly. It's going to be difficult, and paying child support is really something you just have to suck it up and do it, because like I said before, you help make the children, so help pay for them. Whether or not the money is being spent on them, saved for them, it's none of your business. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if your ex is choosing to be on food stamps and live with somebody so that they can make more money. It's not up to you. That ship has sailed.
Yeah.
Exactly. So anyways, we hope that this episode on child support helped you. It is really difficult to pay, and so we really understand where you're coming from. We've been there too, but it's a necessary evil, of sorts, and it's just a result of making a bad choice the first time. But have this help you to really put your work in and put your ego and pride aside so that you can make your remarriage the best marriage and an example to your children, because it's not too late. If you've got children at home, you can still help them to have a good example of what a marriage should look like, and
Absolutely.
And all of that. So anyways, that ends this episode of How Does Remarriage Affect Child Support? We hope that it helped you, and if you have any comments, please comment below. We also have several programs down below, a coming soon program, and we just hope to empower you with information so that you can do your very best on a daily basis. Thanks so much for being with us today. See you soon. Bye.